Let me just.
So
Okay,
it
yeah.
should say recording transcript on your side, right? That's fine. I'll also send you some notes on it. All right, Ntando, can you see my screen?
And yes, I can.
Okay, so on that Google Drive, um, and I want you to do this now so that we can have a look at it. Uh, under your under the data folder over here, I've got water quality visualizations. I'm giving you one for the moment. I'm still loading others across. But I also just want to see what needs to go across because I'm not quite sure. But underneath that, there's a Sananda Algae Water Quality APRX, which is the ArcView project file related to that. Now, what I'm hoping will happen in the scenario over here is that it will load this project that we've got over here with this notebook in it. Okay. And if it does that, then we should be ready to sort of go because the coverages here don't matter on the side. We can just get rid of all of those. But we need to kind of start with this framework. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through the setup now before we load the thing across so that you understand what's going on in this file. And then we'll set it up and hopefully we can open it up on your side and get it to work from your side. All right, so what you've got over here is you've got a system which is set up. So you've got a map, which is the normal map viewing that you would have. This is where you add your ArcGIS information and you put in different information that you're wanting to look at. Okay. In this particular case over here, I've got the one satellite coverage, which is this Mishra TIFF, which we found to be the better one for that. And then I've classified it according to the outputs related to Gainy's sort of water quality limits. And I'll explain to you what we did to sort of get there and what we're doing with the other ones at the moment, in a moment. All right, so you've got the map. So that's the map over there. Then I've generated you a layout over here. So that's the layout. I've kept it very simple, so I haven't added any logos or anything like that. And I've given this a name for the thing. So I'll tell you what it is. It's Ananda Dam relative algae concentrations for that particular date, and then it gives you the classification of those. Okay. Then in this, I've given you a notebook. Now the notebook over here enables you to then generate a lot of those particular coverages, and it'll take the information in. I'm not a skilled programmer in Python, all right, but this is written in Python, and the Python libraries are set out. So I used a combination of the AI to help me generate some of this coding because while I've coded in things like Fortran and Pascal and C++, I've never coded in Python. And then I also got Rudy and Kevin to help me a little bit. So over here, what you're doing is you're just importing the various elements that you need to get the program to run. So these are the different libraries that will give you different setups that you're allowed to generate the types of things that you're going to get. So there's a whole lot of Arc libraries. So this is importing the ArcPy. iOS, I think, is just your normal operating system elements. Here's your time one, which has got some specific time elements related to that. And then you can import these different aspects associated with that. All right. Over here, what I'm doing is I'm just defining base root folder. So this we're going to have to change for your side because it's going to be in a different root folder. Okay, so in this particular case, this is all of the process. I'm gaining water quality information that has come from the satellite, and then I'm giving it the base name associated with the indicator that I'm wanting to have a look at. So in this case, it's Ananda Dam. This thing over here, which is the chlorophyll sort of index, and it's an algorithm that's been defined by Mishra, who's one of the chaps who developed that. Ignore that line because that's just testing. The subfolder name I've named Ananda Dam. Okay. So the Ananda Dam is essentially related to that, so that when you're having a look at the things, then we take a good look at that. Okay. Then I've got a symbology layer. Okay. So over here, what that kind of looks like, wrong spot. If we go to Ananda Dam over here, this is the water quality project that we've loaded. But here you've got the layer which I've saved. So what you can do in ArcGIS is when you've got a specific, sorry, that's the wrong one. When you've got a specific layer like you've got over here, so now if I go and add in another thing, and I've done this for you previously so that you can do that, but let's go and get a coverage. Let's go into 2026. Let's get a latest date. I mean, I don't know what the cloud cover is like. Okay, so there's quite a lot of cloud cover in those days. Let's see, this one might have an Ananda there. So I'm going to just load that particular date. It comes through, and this is not easy to see what's going on. So you can then go and you can then load in or import a layer file over here. All right, so click on import layer file here. And it's not going to where I wanted it to, so we have to navigate there. That's not it. So I'm going to click on that layer and it'll import and then visualize that. So this is the visualization of that particular layer that you've got there according to those classes, right? So once you've done that and you've exported a layer and you've classified it according to this, then what we're going to do is we're calling that in. So if you have a look at the symbology layer over here, it is calling in that particular file. So it's coming in from water quality things. So we need to create one of those files for you. Well, I'll just copy the one that I've got across. And that'll do the whole layer thing that you've got. So that's the layer file. So that defines the symbology. Okay. And we'll do each of those for each of the particular constituents that we're having a look at. All right. Then output folder, you get an output folder is where you want to write it to. And again, we'll change that on your root directory. So that's where we're wanting to let the things go. Then the layout setup over here. So I've created this layout. All right. So what it's looking at over here is the layout name, which is layout, the map name, which is map, okay, which is probably going to be standard in most of these things. So I'm not going to change that for you, but you can rename them into other things. And then layer name and layout, flood raster, that doesn't really matter. It's I think I can comment that out, so don't worry about that one. I don't think I'm using it. Then you've got the start date. So this is where you would define when you want to start. This would define when you want to end, and that's going to import the things for a specific period. Okay, and then this is just formatting the date in a specific format. And the reason that you want that date in that format is that if you have a look at the arrangement of these files over here, All right, it's capturing, and it starts with the date. Sorry, the year, then the month. All right, and then the specific day that you're wanting to look at, and then the dam name. All right, and if we go into the dam name, and let's say we go to Mishra over here, you can see that it goes 0226. So it starts with the year, then moves to the month, and then moves to the day. So if we have a look back into that Python code over there, the same thing we've got over there, year, month, day, and that's just defining the format and what it needs to look like. Okay. Then the current date is basically set to the start date time, and the end date will be set to that end date time over there. Okay. Then this over here is just making sure that the project is activated. So the project that you're in, the current project, is active. The layout setouts in terms of the layout name is identified. And then this is the maps, and just identifying the maps. All right, and then we start the loop over here. So while current date is less than end date, so you've defined them over here. So start date, etc. So then that sets that. So the current date's there and the end date's there. So while that's happening, then what do? We get this information, the years, the months, and the dates into strings. Okay. Then we set up a date string into a format that defines the path. All right. So in this particular case over here, we're building the path that fits the fits that format. So if you have a look over here, and we go and we click here, I can't show you. So it goes 2026/1/2, and then Ananda Dam is the dam that it's looking for. Okay, so that's the way that those files are structured. So all of this is doing over here in this piece of code, where was it over here, is it's basically setting the path folder with base root, and then year, month, and day, and then the subfolder name. So it's taking this base root folder over here. You see that information over there. It's then putting that in that base root folder. Then it's taking this and it's putting in year, month, and day with the slashes in between it. So it's creating the a format related to that. And then it's finally putting in a subfolder name over here. So the subfolder name is this one over here, which is Ananda Dam. Okay, and if it's Midmar Dam, it'll be Midmar Dam. If it's Hazelmere Dam, it'll be Hazelmere Dam. So we'll change those according to the dam that you're looking at, right? So then it's now created that full path. So it's got this dynamic path that's built over here. Now it's going to construct the file name, assuming the prefix associated with it. So it takes the file name, it takes this date string over here, and the base name. So if you'll remember over here, there's the base name, which is the Nanda stuff over here, and we need to put the date string in front of it so that it links to that. So you can see over here, you've got the date string, and then the rest of that string over there. So that's all we're doing associated with that, because the index related to this with the Nanda Dam ACL thing will always be consistent. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm confusing you at the moment, but you'll get the hang of it, because I'm going to take you through. You're going to do this example. We're going to manipulate it. All right. So that's the date string, the base name, and then .tiff at the end, because it's a TIFF file. Okay. Then it takes the full path with that. It puts the dynamic folder together with the file name. So this file name and this dynamic folder. So you've got the full path. Okay. Then it has a look and it says, if that file exists, okay, then it's going to say found, and it's going to print out the thing. If it doesn't exist, then it'll go to this else step over here, and it'll say path not found, and then it'll step forward. Okay, this is not stepping forward 10 days. It's actually stepping forward 1 day. All right, so it's stepping forward each day, because we're looking forward each day now. All right. So if the current date is the thing, so it steps forward, and then it'll go and it'll have a look for the next file. And then it'll go through the process again. So if it isn't found, then it goes the other way. If it is found, then it writes that out, and then it says load the layer with the full path. Okay, and then it just, the sleep time just lets it sleep for a while. Then it basically takes this arcpy function that we had earlier, managing it's applying the symbology from the layer, and then the layer is the one that you define. So you've got the layer and you've got the symbology layer was over here, that follow that file that we found. All right. So then it takes that and applies that particular format. Where am I here? So the symbology to that layer. Then it updates it goes into the layout, so into that layout that we had a look at over here. It takes the list elements associated with that and it creates a, um, a text string related to that, which is called a Nanda Dam relative algae concentrations for the date. So it creates this element, which is a text element with that text in it. So it's creating that. And that essentially, when it's doing that, is creating this information for this particular dam over here, or sorry, particular dam and the date that you're dealing with. All right. Then we go further down over here. So where am I lost? Symbology layer. There's the text element. Then it takes the target layer, which is the layers list that you've got. It just saves the whole project. So it's just updating that. It outputs a folder to the thing with the just giving the output folder that you're having a look at, and then the actual name of the file that you're going to generate, which is it's basically in this particular case the layout, and there's a styled folder that it puts out as well. Then it exports that layer to where you want it to go, and then it removes the layer that you've got, and it says successfully done, and then it flips through. So what this kind of looks like over here now, if I change these dates, so let's go from, let's make this, yeah, so we're going from the 1st of the 8th, 2017. I'm going to make this 2017. Let's make it 30. Let's make it the 10th, 31st of the 10th. All right, so it's going to step through that lot. So now when you run these, you need to be in this particular folder that you're dealing with. Okay. So there it is over there. Okay, now I'm going to hit run over here because I'm in this folder. And there it's starting at the top. I actually need to get rid of that bottom message. So there it is, starting. It says path not found. Now it's found the one, and now it's just generated things. So it's added the file in that it's found. And then it should change the symbology for that. So it's changed the symbology, and then it basically printed it out and got rid of it. So there we go. It's the next one's up, gets rid of it, loads the next one on. You'll see it change the symbology in a second. And there it goes. And then what this looks like in the file, go over here to, you'll see that it's now writing additional files to it. So these are coming out. And why is it doing that? I've opened something in a layout here that shouldn't be in here. Okay. All right. I need to just check that to see why it's not doing it properly. Just need to stop that process. It's working fine yesterday, and now it's doing something strange. It's writing out before it's changed the symbology or something. I'm not quite sure. I don't know how to stop it, actually. All right, so that hasn't quite worked the way that it's supposed to because it's not generating these layers the way that it's running here. So I'm not quite sure why it's not applying the styling first. I'll have to have a look at that and see what's happening there. Okay. Um, I think it's just a sequencing issue, but I didn't have this yesterday, so I don't know why it's doing it now. This is odd just for you. Sometimes it does things it's supposed to perfectly, and then other times it doesn't. All right, so then here you can see it's looking through these layers, and when it finds a layer, then it prints it out. And then sometimes when it takes longer to find a layer, you can see it's taking a bit longer to find some of the layers because there's no thing. So this is now finished and it's run. I'm not quite sure what it's done. Anyway, the files that you're supposed to get here are a set of files that look like the rest of these other ones over here, and I don't know why it hasn't output these properly, but we'll figure that out in a minute. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's the method that I've used to. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Why the hell did that not run properly? You haven't changed anything, have you? I just want to run it again. Maybe there's not enough delay. I don't know. Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing here. I might need to just let it delay longer. All right. All right. So in Tandu from perspective, I just want to copy one thing across here. Let's just grab the no, it's not from there. We'll figure that out in a moment. I think it's just we need to delay it a bit longer so that it writes properly or saves properly. Let's copy this. Just want to get this into your. Okay. So, Ntando, have you got this? This is on that Google Drive. So, can you access the Google Drive?
Okay.
All right. So, I'm going to stop sharing you. I need you to share now. And let's try and get you onto. Sorry. All right. So, what I need you to do is I need you to share, and then I need you to open up that Google Drive, access the Google Drive, and then we need to just put that onto your computer at Umgani at the moment.
So I've got these two files.
So, yes. Okay. So you want to, and you need to copy those across into somewhere on your computer that makes sense.
Yeah, I've already copied them here.
Oh, you
Yeah,
put them.
that's
Okay. Right. So you might need to actually, so you might want to put that into an Ananda folder, but we can do that a little bit later. It's not too serious.
yeah. I'll sort that out later.
Okay, let's say my development. Okay, kuna lento bekathola le abattoir yakubona konje mama le golden shape like ifuna ukwenza bafuna ukwenza i-abattoir labazoslotha ama-golden shapes la e-abattoirs. Okay, kwaphuma into lefaka interesting for comments and kwaba ne-issue ukuthi
My computer is very slow. I'm not sure why it's taking forever to open this file.
It's because you're on Teams. So what happens is when you're on Teams, it's okay, saying I can't find that notebook. Okay, I'll need to find out how to copy that across then.
So this notebook, just the
Yeah, no, it's I need to find out where it's gone. I have a feeling that it's a notebook that's loaded on thing. I don't think you're gonna find it there. Maybe
you've not put.
I haven't put the. This is the first time I've done this in Tundra, so I'm not quite sure where everything is. So let me just see if I can get hold of the notebook. Don't know where it would be actually.
After the beginning, yes. But who would remember within statistics? I don't know what happened.
Notebook, can you save a notebook?
Yes, because if I'm not mistaken, it's 2 days after the issue of the organization. But there should be process to the eating with the corner, you're going to a lot of concerns. Because Bible. And obviously, we were with those comments made with Department of submitted, John. So I'm not happy. They were not happy. They are confused. They fire immediately and the eating. He is not happy. Really, like it is very nice. It's important. Don't do nothing. They are not willing to particularly issues. And then what we say is that it's necessary. It's again, it's not necessary. Part of the stakeholders a comment. But in document, it's some email. I think some email. Because people are document all these.
Give me 1 second. I'm still trying to find it here.
The document. Was asking me a document because include is interested in affected parts.
Yeah.
Nokuthi ke okunye ke if umuntu walisile angisipela akubini i-period la umuntu interested on the project kumele register is interested in affected parts.
It is man.
Okay, so if when you said the period akwazi ukukhala towards ukuthi is interested in affected parts.
Okay, ma'am, you can do that. Next, like telling me, I think the first issue was the messing with the stakeholders. There was something up before, you understand?
Yeah.
It was either intentional, which is not about one or another. It was making that was insufficient, of which way they are willing by approval in the because you let people make sure that have approved their book. Because the one of is by the chair to live out for that. Yeah, so then you can always just push it and into the document. You could have still sent your comments.
As I said, so long as you request again, guy, I send it document.
Even if you didn't get the document, if what we told you, if what we told you and you were not in the list, you still are able to send through your comments. Yes, they can say my better later, because we provided input.
Jason, can't you maybe just trying to figure out if you can't find it file? Can't you copy that code through in a text format and then I'll paste it here? Is it possible?
So just 1 sec. And Tanja will be there in a minute. All right. I'm hoping that you can open it now. Let's just see. So this yours. Okay, so how did I get to the notebooks? Just 1 sec.
Wasn't email request the basic assessment reports analyzing and told so that has was familiar on it. Nothing is same thing. Going to also register the interested in the party, but they also receive no further information. The process should be transparent. Yeah. And if online till paid, everybody are registered and interested in affected party, that's why I told you opportunity to comment.
Yeah, about 8 and about the FP. Yeah, I want to
downloaded the notebooks. Just 1 sec.
And we're not properly consulted. Yes, so I think how do we go about the process? Because when I was
having a look at your screen there. Okay. So go. The new notebook is there. Yeah. So you need to download that. That's good. Yeah.
Me try nice bafaka ama A4 courses play actually. Bafaka ama A4 posters.
Okay, so now if you go back to your op just there.
They do not want to. Okay,
now you're gonna go to analysis.
5 meters off the road, and one of them was located in a grass.
Click down on the Python. At the top there's like a little arrow next to Python. Yeah, just click down. All right, so you're gonna have an open Python notebook. Okay, so it's
What's my father? You're signing A4 posters did not meet regulations.
Bamphendule.
Angakaze aphendule nomuntu inhlobo. Zobo nje profile.
Qede ya-approve leyo application.
Fanele kwashutha ngaze ayithole.
Right, just go to where it says notebook at the top there. I think you can import it.
Kim Betty is the first person.
Kim will include
No, further up, or maybe just what does the plus say there? Is that
Okay.
no, that's not what you
This
want.
side.
Yeah, just cut the cell. So go right to the top where it says notebook at the far top. So right to the top menu, further up.
Okay. The new.
No,
Oh,
we've
export.
just added a new. Okay. Shivers. All right, let me do what you suggested. One sec.
Public notice.
So let me get onto this chat.
Just 30 days after the decision is made.
But only recent and all residents were allocated close to the Zimbabwean Apache. As I never received any feedback about it.
Okay. Antonio, I've sent that through to you on the chat. So just grab the text on the chat and open that up from your side there. Yeah, so just grab it.
But it was fast to do public participation. So it's going to national tech for this contribution. Like this chemical person. That's in starting this one that's unavailable.
In there.
If it is only starting last one.
So go where it says N, just click on the grey window next to it. Oh, there, now just press Control V. It should do it.
Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like it's got everything. All right, let's go to your map now.
Pero guys, system yet we say being zeros mean that it's really the system is bad.
Right, just be careful about zooming in and out because you'll lose the things. Yeah, dock your contents pane onto your left there, I think. The easiest thing to do.
If these things are
that's not how you dock it. Yeah, you see where that when you pull it across like that, you'll see there's a symbol that appears on the sort of bottom middle. It's like a sort of pink thing. Just click on the pink thing and it'll dock it for you. And you see the pink thing down there.
On the left.
So pull it to the left, and then you see there's the docking. You're not really seeing.
When
So
it
go
disappears.
down. Yeah, but while you've got it, just go onto it. So move your mouse onto it once it's done there. Okay.
I'm not sure why it is disappearing when I'm trying to go straight to it.
I think once you've done that, just move your whole mouse. So grab it and do what you were doing. Now pull your whole mouse onto that thing. Just keep your clicked and just pull your whole mouse onto it. Carry across until you. No, so can you see the thing on the left there?
Yeah, I can see
that thing onto the left. So your mouse arrow needs to go onto that dock. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was disappearing when I'm trying. So I'm not sure if it is my mouse or something.
All right. Yeah, you actually want to dock it on the other side. I don't know how you do that though. It might be. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a bit. It might just be that I'm used to it. In Tinder, you can remove all of those layers. So you can just grab all of those layers and remove the whole lot of them.
They removed, yeah. We have actually
And then like go shift down to the bottom and just it's just layers the numbers.
At the level, if I may.
Yeah, so press shift down and then just press right click and then it should. That's fine. Just right click and remove. Yeah. Remove these three. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's go and load one of your layers from the thing. So don't go to the notebook yet. We need to see where these things are.
Yeah. So.
So let's just add
Izinto ebazobuza imali abanebhizinisi erasalonke.
Uyakuyona, yayenzela abantu le-application. Because it's control why in the future, on the.
So I can use any maybe latest or
yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's actually, well, sorry, you don't need to even add the data here to be 100% sort of on. We just need to get the file path. So let's just load one just as an example. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, just choose one of them.
if
Not Albert Falls though. Let's do Nando because we've set it up for Nando.
okay, yeah.
For a contractual or
Yeah, there's an just did okay. So let's put one in there just for an example. You can just check that the layer file's working.
So
So now just go just click on it, right click on that and ask for symbology. Yeah, you need to dock that as well. Yeah, you see, that's why I want the other one on the left. Okay, so now you're going to go, yeah, click on that. Let's just see whether we, and import from layer file. And then just go to where you've got for, yeah.
And this is the layer file.
Yeah, that's it. And then just click on that and hit OK. Right, so it has symbolized it. So you haven't got there's quite a lot of cloud cover in that particular setup. All right, so there you go. You centralize it like that. Now just go to your layout and it should have the layout set out there now as well. Let's just check it. All right, yeah. That's great. That's what we want. All right. All right, so you just go back to your map and just switch off that file that you've got there. All right, now let's go to the notebook. All right. All right, so your base root file that you got over here. So just go into your into Windows Explorer and navigate to where you've got the water quality stuff processed. Yeah, that's not going to work. You need to go the full. Well, okay, I'll carry on. It might work actually. Sorry, carry on. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really matter which one of these you think that's processed. Yeah, that's perfect. So click on the computer on the left, that little computer screen. Yeah. Just click on it and it'll, okay, now copy that path. All right, now you go to the thing and yeah, and then place that in between those. No, keep the R in the thing. Just, yeah, now paste there. Place as plain text is fine. All right, that should work, I hope. That's looking good. Static file path. Base name can stay the same. Test date you don't have to worry about. Folder can yes, I think that can stay the same because it's going to be in a folder. Okay. So for symbology layer, now you're going to go back to your Windows Explorer. Okay, now just go to where that that you had that the layer file saved.
The layout file.
Yeah, but you no that so that thing that you copied, the layout. You remember the layout that you copied? That's what you're looking for.
This one.
Yes, that one. Yeah. All right. So just click on that, and yeah. Okay. So now hit that computer thing on the left again. Yeah. Okay. Now copy that string. Okay. So just put so replace from C and then go across.
They never notified.
That's why you were saying that I need to.
Okay, stop there. You can go a little bit back to where it goes to a little bit further back. Stop at the algae, where it says algae. Carry on a little bit further across to the end of the algae. Yeah, now paste there. Okay. That's better. Let's just check that it looks good. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. All right. And then your output folder now. So just go across to the left where you've got your output folder, and we need to just decide where you're going to write the output to.
Yeah, I think I can write it on this folder.
Yeah,
I can
so-
change these things when I get a proper folder for.
Okay, but then just put something that just says output here in this folder.
Table.
Just call it output. Okay, and then just go into that one.
I'm also copying the path to
Okay. Now just click on that computer screen again so you can get the path, and then just copy the path there. Yeah. All right. Now, now you should be able to just put it output folder. So just I think you can just replace everything from C on. Yeah, just grab all of that. Just before now. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that should work. All right. Let's just go a little bit down there. Let's see what else you've got there.
layout.
Flood rest. I think that was all you needed to change.
About the date range, you can change depending on the images that you want to be included on your analysis.
Yes, yeah. So you can change that accordingly. So, but that shouldn't matter now. It'll pull those out like it wants to. We might need to just just indent these things the way that the code indents them. Just one sec.
Yes, so it's just as you can check and just. In the area, so traffic.
Right, so
Okay, sure, thanks.
let's just try and run it. Let's see what happens. I have a feeling that we're going to have to indent though. Oh no, it actually is indented. Yeah, okay, let's try it. Just anywhere there, click run. Let's see what happens.
But into engayenza ubafonele ku-Everstone batshele injini nomsalabane. Because unama-issues okuthi. Okay.
Sean Savannah, and Common Spaces, it's also trying the instructions with the guys. So,
Yeah, so it seems to be working.
okay, please, thank you so much. Sure.
It's found the path. Okay, that's good. It's loaded the next one. Let's change the symbology. It's just going to take a few minutes. So time to just pull the thing down a bit so you can see where it is in the processing. I think we're quite close to the end there. Cool. All right, let's go to your folders again now. So out there to Windows Explorer. Okay, so go
Looking
into
for
your
output.
output folder there. Yeah, let's go into output. There we go.
Okay.
So
It
working.
seems to, yeah, it seems to work better compared to the ones that you were showing me. Because, yeah,
It's
not
supposed
sure
to
what's
do that.
happening to your computer.
I think what's happening in Tando's mind, stepping through, my computer's a bit faster than yours. So it's stepping through and doing it. So, but it should give you, so what's it doing? It's got the date, which is what you want. It's got everything that's required there. Okay. So you've got the
Yeah.
process now. So I'm going to send you through, I'm going to load a whole lot more of these onto
Right.
thing for the different dams, and then you can have a look at it. So you can map now. You can just because the process is working, you can actually set it from the first date to the last date of that whole index, and I'll just write out a whole set of these files for you so that you've got a image of each of them. And then every single month when you need to go to do your mapping so that you can do your report, you just put the dates in for that month and it'll generate these outputs for you. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think we've covered everything. Is there any questions you've got from your side?
No, I think if I've got something, I'll just go through the recording again. But
Yes.
yeah,
Perfect. All right. Excellent. Well done. I'm quite chuffed that worked. It's looking good. I'm liking the pictures.
yeah, it seems to be promising. Even the the distribution of your algae across the dam reflects what we might see when we analyze the data.
Yeah. So if
Yeah,
you
it's
let's
quite
go to the 8th there, the 17th. It's like the first picture there. So click on that. Another one next to it. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter. So you should be, yeah. So okay, so now with that open, I think you can just use your arrow keys at the bottom there. Just click to the left with your arrow key, and let's see what it does. Yeah, and then carry on. Let's left again. So you go, yeah. So you see, there's actually a plume coming in. Press left again. Let's see. Okay, you lost a little bit. Yeah, carry on. There we go. It's starting to spread a bit more. That one's obviously there's not too much cloud, so it's still sitting there. It's mainly there. Carry on. Let's have another next state. Yeah, so this one now is spreading across into the dam. Carry on. And this is the beginning of the rainy season, so October sort of area, and then press again.
This is the last
Oh, that's the
image.
last one. Okay, so you can get quite a nice idea of the sequencing associated with it and what happens in Ananda, which is great. I mean, unfortunately, when you have clouds, it's a bit of a problem. But yeah, I mean, it's so it does seem to be doing it. So yeah, I mean, generate it for all of the dates. And then you've got a time sequence running through the stuff, and I'll do the rest of the DAVs for you and send that info through. Okay. So well done.
Okay, thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Ntando. All right. And yeah, you're going to have to look at Python scripting in these things because this is what ArcGIS uses. But I literally gave it a few prompts, etc., and asked it to do a few things, and it actually wrote most of the syntax through for me. So it is something that you yourself can do as well. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Jason, for the time, and yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you. All
Safe
right.
travels.
Yes,
well.
yeah, I'm off to the desert in the next few days. So yeah, and I'll be back on Tuesday next week. Not next week, the week after that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, thanks very much, Ntando, and have a good, great rest of the day. Cheers, man.
Thanks.
Bye.